The craziest thing was this was the first shot that we shot in the video, and it was early in the morning. Underneath the sand is concrete, so this was not comfortable at all. It was difficult. It was like a moment in America's Next Top Model when Tyra's like, "Do you really want
You want to
this?"
be on top?
Yeah, it's like, "Do you want this?" And we're just like, "Yes."
Ring-a-ling, ding, ding, ring-a-ling. Someone said the money go ring-a-ling.
What's up, friends? It's your girl, Emily Curl, back at our virtual studio. And today we're hanging out with artist Tkay Maidza here, and we're doing our frame by frame for her song Ring-a-Ling. The music video is out now. Tkay, it's so good to have you here. Thank you for making the time for us.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
We're so excited. First off, we love this video. So we picked a few of our favorite moments, and we want to get your take on it. So anything that you want to share about behind the scenes, what went down on set, how you prepared, we want to hear all of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories from this one.
I mean, just watching it for the first time, it's so fun. So I imagine you had a lot of fun making this.
I had so much fun. I feel like before going into shooting it and like looking for the director, I had this idea that I wanted it to be like 2000s inspired and almost like a Christina Aguilera meets Missy Elliott space superhero music video. And I was talking to the director, and I wanted money to be like the main thing. And we thought, what if everyone is in this dungeon and it's like a money dungeon as opposed to what everyone thinks happens in lots of like underworld kind of vibes. So I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then maybe we could get a snake, and that's the snake is like the mastermind by it, and I'm kind of possessed by the snake. So that was kind of like the main concept.
Okay, so let's start with our first frame because you're kind of setting the scene for us, but tell us about the production of it. Where was this filmed? To give us the full rundown of what the set looked like.
So this was shot in London. I live in LA, so I flew over to London. The production crew was all based in London. The director, Jocelyn Antiquo, she's also from London, and I've worked with her before, so I thought it'd be really cool to work with her on this song. It was the middle of winter in London, so I don't know. I was like, yeah, I'll be fine, but we shot it in a warehouse that had no AC, no heating, like nothing to keep you warm.
What is this graffiti on the side, by the way?
It's like tarot like influences. I'm really obsessed with tarot cards and like those kind of spiritual references, and there's probably like snakes as well, which is a common theme throughout the music video. So yeah, it's just like a precursor to say you're about to see a lot of snakes.
It's about to go down. Let's go to our next frame that we have, where we see you walking in. First off, this staircase is amazing. Is this actually part of the venues? This was that full same set?
Yeah, it was in the warehouse, which was so insane. It was like a derelict warehouse. There was nothing there. No one's used it for a while. I think they use it now just to shoot music videos, but it's behind, it's like the top floor of a shopping center, and no one goes there unless you have a permit.
We've got to talk about the styling. So let's jump to our next frame. I feel like this is the first thing that caught my eye, is this mask thing that you have going on.
So we wanted to go for like a superhero vibe. Like that was superhero, but fashion. But then also like 2000s. I chose the orange hair because I feel like I'm in my, what do you call it? Rising off the Phoenix era. And Jean Grey has orange hair and she wears green a lot of the times when she's like in her full form. So that was like color-wise, that was the reference, and it was really cool because the rest of the set matched the outfit and it still popped. So it's just about finding ways to stand out but like feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
It seems like so many things in the video are symbolic. Was there a lot of like hidden Easter eggs, hidden cues throughout?
In some ways, it's yes and no. I feel like when you are at the right place and at the right time, everyone kind of has the same mindset of like what the colors should be and what you should wear. You know, it's like if everyone's on the same page, we're like, okay, let's wear a big green jacket and Balenciagas. And everyone's like, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
So of course, like you have everything in the background. We see the arcade game, the bed, the table, all of that. How many iterations of it until you were like, okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what I had envisioned?
This was like the first and the last. I think I didn't really have that much of an opinion of what it looked like, but it looks exactly how I wanted it to be.
You just knew it felt right.
Yeah, we had really great set designers there that embodied that. I don't even know if I can say the word sex, but it looks like a sex dungeon. But then you realize there's so many elements of money. It's like the bathtub has money in it. There's like cash registers, and yeah.
That's actually our perfect segue to our next frame, because I'm so curious. Is this real money? Is this fake money that you printed for this set?
Oh my God, I wish it was real, but I wonder where they got it from because there was a lot of it. Definitely not real. That'd be insane.
I love these takes. I feel like it's so fun. Tell me about the extra characters that you had in this music video. Are these dancers? Are these friends of yours? What did the casting look like?
So this couple right here, they're actually a couple. It was so insane because when we weren't shooting, they were making out.
They were really feeling the spirit.
Yeah, we're like, I guess they really love each other. The other thing I realized was everyone that was black in this video was Zimbabwean, just like me. Even the ones that weren't Zimbabwean, they were African. And it's like such a small country, so to be in a different continent, country, place, and also me traveling, being from Australia and then living in LA and going to another place of the world and running into like very similar people, like we're all the same age. They were styling themselves, so I could tell that we probably like the same music. Yeah, it was really cute.
They styled themselves? Oh my god, everyone looks so good.
Yeah, we're just come as you, but like look a bit more goth. And like one of the guys wearing Lola, which is really cool, designer from the UK as well. I'm proud. I'm happy.
For the actual vibe on set, you know, how many times are you doing these dances, like doing these moments? How long was that?
It was actually pretty quick. Like honestly, for the dance scene, we probably did that about 10 times because like there was moments where it's cold or maybe the camera wasn't locked in the right spot. And we also had many other like clip-ins that we had to shoot, like the money with the girl doing that. It's like it's all scheduled, so there's only so many times you can do a certain take, otherwise you're gonna lose all the shots.
Was this a one-day shoot?
Yeah, it was 16 hours. I was up at like 6 a.m. and I think we finished at like 8 or something, but it was a whole day.
So you talked about the snake too. I'm curious. The snake's not real, right? The snake was added in After Effects?
Yeah, it's all VFX.
What did it symbolize for you?
It's interesting because it means a lot of different things. I feel like for me, in the era that I'm in, I'm like about moving in silence. It's about being sneaky, but it's not from a place of like betraying people. For the meaning for the music video, it was more so like the snake is the mastermind. And I feel like when people think of snakes, there's a double side of like, are you being sneaky or you're just moving in silence? So I'm just saying, like, I have this little mastermind that's focused about getting the bag. Nothing else matters. And then I have friends with me in the dungeon that are like obsessed. And in two ways, it can represent some people that get carried away with that concept of like your status, or those are there with you to like bring you up and lift you up too.
But I want to jump into the next one. This amazing choreography. Tell me about this and the set for this one.
So this choreography, we had like 4 hours to learn, but it was over a few days. Yeah, it was a really quick like run and gun. I landed 2 days before the shoot, went straight into rehearsals, and then we had the day after to practice for like 2 hours. Then the third day it was like, all right, we're shooting now. So it was, I've never done floor work before.
Wait, but it looks so effortless. Were you like nervous going into it being like, I hope I know this choreography?
I feel like I had this part like down pack. It's mostly when I'm like standing up that I'm like, I become uncoordinated for some reason sometimes.
But the ground, you're good.
Yeah. The craziest thing was this was the first shot that we shot in the video, and it was early in the morning. Underneath the sand is concrete, so this is not comfortable at all. The girls behind me were crying. They were like, and it was difficult. It was like a moment in America's Next Top Model when Tyra's like, do you really want this?
You want to be on top?
Yeah, it's like, do you want this? And we're just like, yes. It has to be good. My feet were frozen to the bone as well, but
yeah, especially being so cold, dancing on concrete.
Kind of wearing nothing.
How did you guys bring the sand in?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had like 50 buckets of sand and they just made it into a set. Like everything that was on set wasn't there beforehand, so a lot of it was like brought in from production companies and like prop companies.
Okay, I love the whole scene. And then I like the edits that were added in. For you, what was that process after, of course, you shoot the music video, goes to the editor. When was the first time that you saw like the first cut of it, and what did you think?
I saw the first cut a month after. I don't think we were in a rush for it, so it was just like get it into the place where you feel good about it, and then I can start putting my feedback in. I love being a part of the editing process because I think musicians see and hear music like videos in a different way to like editors, so it's about like finding that synergy to be like, okay, cool, it's flowing the way I feel the song flows. I think editing it to like the snare and the bass is so important because sometimes like some directors will not really cut the video to anything. They're just like, oh, this is a cool shot. Oh, this is a cool shot. And you're kind of like, what song are we listening to right now?
You're like, that's not adding up.
It looks nice, but no, Jocelyn totally understood the assignment. I felt like I had to sit in on a couple of Zooms just so I can also feel involved and feel like it's actually mine. Like, I think that's why I just like to sit in.
So our next frame, this was probably one of my favorites in here too, is this is what I was talking about earlier, this makeup, the prosthetics, but also I love the editing here, where like you have the fades, the quick cuts, it's like you going across the screen, this whole thing I loved. Let's start with the makeup portion because I'm so curious how this look came to life and actually how long it took.
The prosthetics took 4 hours. Yeah, it's funny because like every time whenever I do hair and makeup for music videos, we'll be like, we need at least 2 hours, but no one knows like what the maximum is. So we always go over time with hair and makeup. And when you have prosthetics, you have to get like a makeup artist and then you have to have a prosthetics artist, and then they're collaborating based on like the materials, because what you use on your skin is different to what you would use for prosthetics. So it's like finding that balance with that. When we wrote the treatment, we're just like, yeah, we need prosthetics. Like we have to have prosthetics. No matter what it is. I had elf ears and I lost my brows and I looked like some alien princess Medusa snake thing.
I'm obsessed. I love it. And I love that was always going to be in the treatment, that you're like, we have to put this in.
Oh, for sure. I just love to do something I haven't done before. Because I feel like that's how you get different outcomes. If you push yourself to a place where you're not really familiar with, but you know it's going to look somewhat interesting. It was also funny because I was like, okay, once they put the prosthetics on, they can't take them off. So if it looks bad, I just have to deal with it for like 5 hours.
You shot the scenes first, then you did the prosthetics in the middle of the day, or when did the prosthetics come in?
So the scene before, when I'm dancing in the sand, I have the prosthetics on, and that was the first shot.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did that as the first shot, and then we changed my hair into black and kept the prosthetics. They changed the makeup a little bit and like change the color lip a little bit. It was nice because as the day went on, they were taking more off. Like it's always the worst thing when you have the craziest look lost and then you're just kind of behind set for like 2 hours waiting to go home, but like you can't because they're taking prosthetics and there's like a very specific method of taking it off so it doesn't rip your skin.
I know the freedom I feel when I like take a lash off at the end of the night, so I can imagine if you have a full prosthetic thing on, that's a whole different feeling.
It's like, imagine that, like taking a lash off, because obviously you have to be like precise and gentle so you don't pull your actual lashes off, except it's like times 100 because
your whole skin.
Yeah.
Are prosthetics like a big part of your brand? Is that something that you like to include in a lot of your visuals, a lot of your videos?
Not all the time. I just like the hyper surrealism.
This team that you worked with on this video, have you worked with them before? Is this some of your usual ones?
The director I've worked with before. Everyone else no, but the stylist styles Ash Nico, and the prosthetics artists, they've done Ash Nico's prosthetics as well, and like Lil Nas X and a lot of those kinds of artists, so they know this stuff.
We have one more frame for you. Okay, so this is what we're talking about, the tarot cards. I want you to tell me about what this tarot card means.
Honestly, the director, I think she just chose whatever tarot card because I don't think that's an actual tarot card in tarot.
Because I didn't recognize it. I like love doing tarot, but I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it's like, I think that's just a custom TK tarot.
Wait, should you make a full like tarot deck, a TK tarot deck? I feel like you should.
I really want to. I mean,
add that to your merch.
Yeah, it's like I announced my album and it's called Sweet Justice, and I feel like I'm in the era of justice where it's about karma, and if you've been a good person, good things come back to you. If not, then you're gonna get what you deserve. It's like Judgment Day. So that was kind of like the basis for the visual elements throughout my whole album. Like I want it to be somehow regal, but it can be like gothic at the same time. And I honestly just really appreciate the director including those references. I also feel like the position of where I'm sitting on the block is very like Empress energy as well, or like High Priestess.
Well, you mentioned this. We are so excited for your new album. Congratulations. It's coming out soon. I know it's not out yet, but can you tell us what we can expect from this new music, this new era, all the good things?
This album, it's almost like a collection of the last 3 years for me. I went through a lot of different kinds of breakups, like professional, friendships, breaking up with the old version of myself. And when I first started making the album, I had this perspective that I wanted it to be serious and like be a critic's choice. And towards the middle of the journey, I was like, honestly, I just need to have fun. And I feel like I was making music that was way better. I'm able to be more honest with what I wanted to say. And it's more fun. Like you can dance to it, but you can also like fall asleep and cry to it. And that was like about me finding the balance and just having a diary and a place where I can express how I felt during this kind of big transition that I was going through.
I love it. TK, we're so excited for you. Before we let you go, obviously you have a lot of fans that are watching this, a lot of new fans that maybe just discovered your music. If you could send a message to your fans right now, here at iHeart, we love connecting artists to their fans. What would you want to say to them?
Hi, thank you so much for your support. I'm so excited to grow with you. We've already grown a little bit in the last few months, and we're gonna grow more. It's all about growth. And thank you, iHeart, for having me and the support.
We love you, TK. Thank you so much again. And then I cannot wait to get your new album and also your new pack of tarot cards that you're making, TK Tarots.
On the way.
Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. See you next time.